It's day 2 of BroadwayCon.
What's your answer? Cats! Can I see cats on the board after blasphemy?
Karma.
Elizabeth, I don't think God liked your little joke.
I want to know who the people that they polled.
You're looking at me.
Leslie, what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Cats! Cats! Can I see cats?
Oh, you said that? Okay,
Can I see Les Mis?
Say things about you now.
Leslie,
Dear, our West Coast lovey.
Woo! Do the twist!
Tell us all about you and where you're from and where you got bitten by the bug.
I actually grew up on a ranch in Northern California, a cattle ranch.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up on a cattle ranch, which is so not how I turned out.
Girl, who are you talking to?
Right?
We should have named this panel Farm Girls.
There are many people who can't get transportation.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not being, I don't mean to be facetious. I just want to publicly say thank you to all of you for your spirit, because this is what we all hope this would be.
These people are unshakable. These are unshakable rock stars. They don't care if there's no Ubers or dog sleds left in Manhattan. They're staying put. So you're kind of watching a dream come true right before your eyes in a really literal way.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been to other events that Mischief Management have put on, and it always has this kind of spirit. But what I'm really especially thrilled is that, so when I was telling my friends in the community, meaning the theatrical community, about like, I'm putting this together, I promise you it's going to be something really special. And Jen Colella, very good friend of mine, very open-hearted person. Today I was asking her, like, when I was talking to you, did you even know? And she's like, I didn't know. She didn't know. Like, because it's sort of like trying to describe something you've only sort of weirdly kind of imagined. Until you're in it, you can't really know what it's like to feel this kind of connection with this incredible group of people.
A line that satirizes and makes cultural commentary on specifically Broadway actors and unemployed actors in the industry. It's called Annoying Actor Friend. Familiar? It must be. It's thousands upon millions of followers. And I started it about 3 years ago, pretty much fully as a joke. Everything I do is sort of like as a joke. So I was doing this account just satirizing social media behavior of actors, because now we sort of know, like, social media's been around for so long, now we figured it out, but like in 2012, actors were the first to really like hone in on like buzzwords and sort of like trends and sort of how they spoke.
It's a beautiful musical. I don't know if anyone has read the children's book.
Yes! That's a required reading.
It's really great. It's been something I've worked on for almost 6 years. I did the first reading of Tuck Everlasting the week after I did the first reading of Newsies. So those two projects have been like, had their hooks in me, and getting to finally get to do it on Broadway is going to be so exciting. I'm also the author of Jack and Louisa. I don't know if any of you guys have it, but yes, amazing. But the first book came out last year, and the next book comes out February 16th. It's all about musical theater nerds like me and like you guys, so I think you'll like it.
And I'm so sorry for sick of my face.
I feel like we are kind of amidst like the hardiest of the hard. We're like the Spartan warriors of the Broadway universe. Yeah, that nothing's gonna bring us down, and we're just gonna push through, and we're just gonna be in your face.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about your experience at Dames at Sea.
Oh, it was a blast, and I was telling people at the last panel, shows, even if they're amazing, and did anybody get to see Dames at Sea? It was like so amazing and so funny, and you just never know. Like our previews, everybody who saw it loved it, but unfortunately it's a business, and if tourists aren't coming and you can't make the nut is what they call like the budget that they have to make every week, then you know, other shows may want your theater or whatever, but sometimes it doesn't matter how good a show is, it just won't last. But we were happy that we got to do it at all.
Absolutely.
Because a 6-person show on the Broadway, a tap dance 6-person show, like,
I was talking to a young lady earlier today, just kind of about why some shows last and some shows don't. We were talking specifically about the sideshow revival, which was such a luxurious, gorgeous, work Daisy, work Violet. It's a beautiful piece of, and sometimes there's just really not a logical rhyme or reason.
There really isn't. I mean, I thought, did you see we were in a tiny theater and we were like, people are losing their minds over this, it's so funny, well at least, you know, go for a while, and then it just doesn't happen, but...
Well...
and what, obviously, like, I'm obsessed with, and I have nothing on now because I left at 9 in the morning, but I'm like obsessed with sparkles and like bright things, which is why I'm in all gray. But normally I'm obsessed with sparkles. So when I worked at Disneyland, and I was obsessed with Disney, when I worked there, I wanted to be Belle with like the beautiful ball gown. I wanted to be Snow White with the pristine makeup. Who was I, Esmeralda, the gypsy slut of Notre Dame? I'm telling you, there was not one sequin on that freaking costume. It was just like dirt and rags and whatever. So what I was Esmeralda, and I was doing a show at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood, and they had a bunch of characters in the show. What I wanted to be was Ariel the Little Mermaid. For real, because that fish had the most sparkles on her fin, and I wanted that, not the dirty rags. Like even like the Pocahontas had sequins on it, but whatever. One night, I swear, I kid you not, it was like a midnight show at the El Capitan. You did like 5-6 shows a day, and there was a midnight show, because of course it's Disney, you do a midnight show. The Ariel, no joke, got violently ill from eating some bad fish.
That's funny.
And started barfing, and it needed somebody to sing Part of Your World, because a lot of these characters sang live. So, who could do it? Who could do it? Me! I wiped off the brown, like, politically incorrect makeup that Disney had given me, and I got into that sparkle fin. Now, I need you to realize there was a reason why Disney had never let me play Ariel. There were 2 big reasons. Because, you know, at 19 I was like, I can totally be an amazing Ariel. So, but they had no choice. They needed a live singer. So, I found out why Disney wouldn't let me play Ariel, and the best thing was, there was a dresser running around backstage screaming, going, I don't know what we're gonna do, I don't know what we're gonna do, we only have seashells, not D-shells.
A little bit about, we hear very often about shows going for an out-of-town tryout before they come to Broadway, right? They go away, they look at the show, it's kind of a great big expensive workshop in Boston, San Francisco, Houston, what have you. Sarah's resume is long, extensive, gorgeous, and fabulous, and has done a lot of these out-of-town tryouts. Yeah, tell us some of the shows that you've done.
Yes, that I've actually done.
Yes,
I was the dance captain for Legally Blonde. Yes, and I did great. I did Peter Pan with Kathy Rigby. Lots of stuff, a lot of tours. Yeah, and my out-of-town stuff. I've spent literally the last 3 years of my life doing brand new shows, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
And then they don't come in.
About, like we've kind of been saying, all of us throughout the weekend so far, is that we are these people are us. That you don't get to be on a Broadway stage without first being a Broadway fan. It doesn't exist, it doesn't happen. And we all have our certain amount of geekdom inside of us when it comes to musical theater, right?
Yes.
I was saying the other day that I used to stand on the diving board at my local pool and sing Javert's Suicide before jumping in. I also, in 8th grade, decided to run for publicity chairman of my student body council in my junior high school in Orem, Utah. And in lieu of a campaign speech, I decided to dress myself as the Phantom of the Opera and walk to the microphone during the da-da-da-da-da-da, at which point I was simply going to say, vote Ben Cameron for publicity, cue music, you will curse the day you did not do. I didn't move.
But speaking of Javert's suicide, I have a cosplay request for next year. I want someone to go as drowned zombie Javert.
BroadwayCon happened last February, and I saw Playbill mention they were doing a BroadwayCon, and just like hopefully all of you in this room, I immediately freaked out and thought, that's the coolest thing ever, I want to be involved.
Tessa made a video freaking
yes,
out.
Tessa.
Yes, I was so excited.
And I actually texted Anthony and I said, I want to be part of this. And he said yes, and he said, talk to Melissa and Nellie, and I said, okay. And I met with her, and then this job kind of evolved and to the artistic director of the main stage. And then I was actually in LA sending the If Then tour, and
so all I know, David, is that he was the associate. He's been and he still is the associate director of If Then. So, so he's like Michael Christ's right hand man. I'm gonna need a right hand man. I need my right hand man back. That's how we do it.
We miss you. We wish you were here.
Yeah! I wish I could be there. Hold on, I'm getting out of the car.
Okay. You're getting in the car or out of the car? What?
He's not driving. He's at a premiere.
Oh, he's at a premiere.
A premiere of what?
Oh yeah, that's right, he was in Utah.
Get on back. Sorry, I put you on mute.
There he is. Okay, get the camera on it. Here we go, camera.
Do you see them?
This is amazing. Incredible.
Hi, Darren. Look at your face. You miss your face. Say hello to Anthony.
I think the problem with this call is that most of the time, the callers are just going to go, whoa, this is so cool.
No, but Darren, so
You're not
Darren,
actually going to talk about anything.
but
Okay,
you're an alum of Mischief Management events, or you've been to how many? I don't know. You've been to at least a couple of believe me.
I couldn't even tell you.
So you have a sense of.
I have to take this off of video. Can you face the audience one more time so I can just...
Well, we're having a lot of fun here, but we miss you.
Are you singing a lot of songs and stuff?
Idina, if you were here, would you want to cosplay as anyone?
Yeah, who would I want to cosplay? Probably Daphne Rubin Vega. I would want to.
Oh, yeah! That's a solid one.
Although I don't think my ass would be good in those pants.
That's awesome, and we're so excited that we saw you in the opening, and we're all huge fans of you, and we wish you all the best as you.
Thanks everybody for being so supportive. I saw so many of you this summer on my tour, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sing for me.
I really miss everybody.
I'm right here. I don't know if everybody in the room knows, but I was supposed to fly home tonight so I could do the last show with you tomorrow in Costa Mesa. Obviously, I couldn't. There's snow, Idina.
I know, but remember, Anthony, remember when we were doing rehearsal for Rent back in '95 when we had a huge blizzard and people were like cross-country skiing down Madison Avenue and we were just trekking to rehearsal. Remember that? It was such a bonding experience.
Yes, I do. So I'm sorry that I will miss
I'll
you
miss
last
you, my
time.
love. I love you too. I love you guys. Have a great time there.
Have to go on stage. Where are you?
I'm in Sarasota, Florida with the Sarasota Orchestra, and I'm getting ready to go on stage right now. But I wanted to say greetings to everybody there, if they can hear me. And, stay warm. I guess all you warm hearts live performances and everything. Love you all. I gotta go, but I'm
Can you hear them?
Yeah, that was fabulous. Hello, everybody.
We're all snowed in here, and you're down in Texas, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Texas. I'm in the parking lot of the Rain Motion Picture movie theater in Fort Worth, Texas. I live there.
I just want.
I was so missing being a part of BroadwayCon, and I'm so excited that I get to be a part of it. Thank you.
And I just wanted to say, I first met Betty when I saw her play Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. And she was, for my money, the best Norma Desmond, not only because she sang the hell out of those songs, but she was so beautiful, you realized why the guy stayed.
Okay, so they just showed your picture, so now they just Florp Nancy!
You know, just walking around. Just great.
Are you in New York?
Yes, I'm in New York City. I'm in New York.
Are you here to Hilton Hotel?
I hear you've been in rehearsals for a little show that's coming to Broadway.
Yes, we're in rehearsal for She Loves Me. It's very fun. I hope it's cool when we don't go to our lines because it's been a snow day, so we didn't have rehearsal today. So it's going to be improvising.
Kind of like what we're doing on stage right now.
I can only imagine what's happening right now. I wish I was there in Moscow. That would be my dream.
You're invited. Can you hear that? Did you hear all
Yes,
that?
I can. What a big thing, Anthony.
Yeah. So, what I don't know if you know, Audra, is that in many ways you're part of the reason why this is happening, which is, so, do you remember a couple years ago you were on the Tonys and you did a little rap at the end of the show? Remember that?
Yeah, there was some unknown writer, lyricist who wrote it. I can't remember.
Yeah, some Puerto Rican dude. Yeah, forget that. Yeah. So, but do you remember at the end of that you did a certain gesture? Do you remember the gesture you did?
The drop into the mic.
Yes! So quite literally, this is not apocryphal, this is a true story. So my friend Melissa and Ellie, who runs Mischief Management, which runs BroadwayCon, and was at my house, we were watching the Tonys that year. She saw that happen, and her friend and business partner, Stephanie, watched that moment happen together. And that's when they literally, Stephanie was like, Melissa, has there ever been a convention around theater? That moment inspired them. They've been doing conventions around the Harry Potter universe and geek culture. But that was the moment where they thought, you know what, we need to do this for theater. And so that was a couple of years ago, and it's been that long since then that it's taken to get this thing to happen. So I think the thousands of people here who are having a wonderful weekend, I would like to thank you for that as well.
Thank you. And yeah, say hi. It was Anthony Rapp, no big deal.
What?
It was Anthony Rapp.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. Tell us about Grease Live really quick. How's it going?
It's insane and it's fantastic and quite an undertaking and it's really impressive and I feel super old.
I feel super old.
Yeah. Yeah, the dancing is off the charts. We've been doing the hand jive all day and we've been doing all of the, national bandstand numbers today. By we, I mean a lot of dancers and then I sort of walk around.
So we can't, I'm dying to see Grease Live. Are you guys excited to see it? So it's January 31st, right?
Yes, hashtag live on Fox.
Hashtag live on Fox. Hashtag paying the bills.
There are 1,000 La Cage aux Femmes fans here, Harvey. What?
I said, what's all that screaming about?
Are you in Connecticut? Are you snowed in up there?
No, I'm in Connecticut, but we only got about 6 inches of snow. You got it much worse on the Broadway.
We did. Now, Harvey, I'm dying to know. I, like I think most people in this room, am a big Newsies fan. When are you and Alan Menken going to write another musical together?
Well, Alan Menken and I were starting to work on something, but it wasn't quite right. But I saw him the other night. The two of us were actually at Fiddler on the Roof together. Well, actually, it was Alan Menken, Maury Yeston, and I.
Oh, wow.
Three of us ended up in Fiddler on the Roof. Who would think 3 Jews would go see that show?
I do have a party already on my phone.
And who are you with?
Steven Trapp, say hi.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. We're at BroadwayCon at the Hilton. And I'm on stage here with a lot of friends, including Mr. Anthony Rapp.
Hi, Steve.
Who says hi.
Patti, we're stuck in the Hilton with thousands of people. Where are you?
Well, I'm in Connecticut where I live, and guess what? This is where you're supposed to get snow, and we have had only a dusting. I thought I would be snowed in, and I'm not.
Well, guess what? We are. With a lot of people.
There!
I know, we wish you were here too, but we'll take this, Patti. We will take you calling in, right guys? Next year! Yes, next year we're gonna get you to come out here, Patti.
How many people are there?
Oh, 10,000.
Nobody in the Hilton Hotel on 6th Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the Hilton's management doing? Are they freaking out?
Yes.
A little bit.
There's a room full of 3,000 people who are at BroadwayCon snowed in, and we've been calling people like Audra and Patti and you, and they just wanted to share their love for the legends of the theater and part of the reason that we are all here and we're all so fortunate. I hope we're sorry we're ambushing you. We're calling you from Blake's phone for Playbill. I apologize for that.
It's pretty fun. Amazing.
This is Anthony Rapp. I helped put this thing together. Cy O'Neill, you're a good friend for many years. Was here last night on the Rent panel. We had a 20th anniversary Rent panel last night. We're having lots of...
She said she loved it.
I'm glad. Yes, it was very, very meaningful to have her. So, is there anything you want to say to the thousands of people who are here?
Yeah. Stay warm.
So how are you?
I'm good.
Are you staying warm?
Yes, definitely. I'm staying in my house and I'm not coming out until the snow is completely gone.
Yeah, we aren't either. I think we're in the Hilton until it's completely gone. But we're all here such a big fan of what you did on TV last month. We really appreciate it. When do we get to see you on Broadway?
You know what? That's a good question.
Yes, Broadway.
We would love to see you there. We'd love to see you at BroadwayCon as well one year.
Woo!
What'd you say?
I wish I was there with you guys right now. That would be so cool.
The sound is all the way up, I promise you. The volume is all the way up. That's a problem. The top lifting as he goes.
Speakers at the hinge on top, says my resident Mac expert.
Yeah, sorry, some people are telling us things. We had an Apple Store friend who was trying to tell us. Anyway.
Hold on, I'm gonna call him on his phone as well.
Can you see the people, Jeremy? Can you see all the people?
I'm gonna call you on the phone.
So he's got the video and the phone. We got all the technologies.
Say hello to like 2000s, like Snowden, BroadwayCon.
It's more than 2,000. 18,000. Come on.
I have to turn you down on my computer because it's too many times.
How's the film?
Okay, all right.
We're so sorry.
Put the screen up so I can see everybody. There it is. Now, other way. Other way. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But you know what? It's beautiful here, and I'm proud of all you guys for braving the storm. You're all incredible.
If he's through a BroadwayCon right now, we're going to be so embarrassed, but it's okay. So there were a lot of interviews like that. I interviewed Lin-Manuel Miranda in the Heights. Literally, I got to interview him in Washington Heights, in the Heights, and we ran into his first grade teacher, which, like, obviously we all know that's, like, the epitome of who he is. Like, his first grade teacher was like, Lynn, it's so good to see you. I interviewed Ben Fankhauser on closing weekend of Newsies in the Nederlander, which, like, I just got to see all of what was going on there. So a lot of the process of writing the books was actually these interviews and getting to, like, be in different places of New York City, like backstage and just around the city with these people and, like, kind of to see a piece of them. Also, there's so many, like, weird ones. I interviewed, you're about to see her, so cheer really loud. Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez, this is just my favorite. You know in Smash when they were like, why are Broadway people sitting in the middle area of Times Square? No one ever sits there. I interviewed Krista sitting there with her while we were looking at a Smash billboard in the middle of Times Square. So.
To the cabaret! Have you all been here all day long? Well, we are going to put on quite a show for you tonight. Sort of an impromptu, throw together, smash extravaganza / Joy-Con jamboree / all of the things together.
Other stuff too.
This afternoon we rehearsed and Charlie Rosen was playing the guitar and now he's playing the drums. So that's the kind of show we're putting on tonight. This is Josh Safran, the showrunner of Smash.
I don't matter. This is Mr. Rodriguez.
Josh created Anna Vargas and Kyle Bishop and Jimmy Collins. All your favorite season 2 trio. And so we're going to do a couple Smash songs and we're going to give a little... And a surprise?
Surprises outside of the Smash song.
Oh, okay. We're figuring it all out. But Josh and I are going to give you like little behind the scenes talk about Smash stuff, and we're just going to like do this. So it's just me, guys.
Okay, well, for me, when I'm there looking to do an impromptu show, and it's really got great reviews and I want to see it tomorrow, I'm not able to. So I'd really like to have interpreters on site and the accessibility more spontaneously. available so that I don't have to wait so long. Come on. Technology being what it is, I should be able to avail myself of it. So I know, progress is coming, but it's tough to wait.
You wrote it.
Let's do it in order of when you came. Chris Jackson. I was on stage doing In the Heights, and he said, I got my next thing. And I said, what is it? And he said, it's about Alexander Hamilton. And I thought, you crazy. And then you said, for real though, because we were in the middle of 96,000. There it is. And there it was. And I didn't doubt it for a second.
It was my 4th grade talent show and the first time I ever performed in front of any group of people in my entire life.
Now I have to ask you, did a teacher say, well, McClure, what would you like to do? And you volunteered to do these series of impressions?
That was the thing I did. I was stupid and I just imitated things. And it wasn't even like, I love that wasn't even an impression of Beetlejuice. I just knew the lines. Like, but I'm sure a lot of you are the same way, where you get that photographic memory for something that you like, and you can rattle it off, and there's something about that type of brain that I think lends itself to what we do.
I was performing at the French Woods summer camp. Oh my God, do you know about it? Oh my God, I mean, I'm a crazy theater fan myself. I was upset, but the theater camp did it for me. And that was Barnum, and the gentleman playing Barnum with me, I only gave you a little taste, lest he be annoyed, but he is wonderful, is David Stone.
What?
The executive producer of Wicked.
So now we've all got a little blackmail on David
I
Stone.
have this whole tape, and I know one day when we're older, I'll show the whole thing to him at some roast or something, but he was such a good singer and dancer. Seriously, I know, isn't that a wow? He wasn't like bad and became a producer. He's like amazing and became a producer.
I was in Cumming, Georgia at South Forsyth High School's Southside Idol. And I won, shockingly. Yeah, that was my first time singing. I played softball for like
How
11
old were you
years.
here?
13. Yes. Only 2 years ago.
You sound fantastic.
Thank you. It was a treat.
Had you seen the show? Did you have a context for what you were doing, or did the voice teacher just say, this is a good song?
Yes, my voice teacher was like, you should sing On My Own. And I was like, okay.
Do we all agree that's sort of a story we all share, where your voice teacher was like, you should sing this song?
That was my mom's bedroom.
And were you often filming yourself singing songs in your mom's bedroom? Was
No.
that a special occasion? Was that an audition?
Yeah, that was an audition tape. Actually, I don't even remember it. My mom sent it to me whenever they were like, hey, do you have any embarrassing videos? And a lot of them were bad quality. And my mom had twins, so all of the videos are like the babies in the background, like crying. But that one I did myself, so.
Yeah, I love that there was no accompaniment, there was no real sort of stop to it. It was like, I have some feelings that I need to share about tomorrow, so I'm going to turn on this video camera and share them in this bedroom.
It's so embarrassing. I played Annie though, I think maybe the year before that, so
That was
I
my
pretty
question.
popular.
Were you a big Annie fan? Because I know when I was growing up, we had 3 albums in the house, and Annie was one of them.
When they asked for a clip, I was like, I have a montage.
So wait, did you put that together and put it in the end, of course?
Of course! My sister Lynn sent me a bunch of clips from when I was a teenage diva, and she was like, dude, there's a cooter slam.
I love that the clip just went cooter slam blackout. There was no fade to black, there was no continuation, because you can't beat it.
Because that number, I wish I could have shown you the whole number, you guys. It was Ease On. I started with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then I went into Ease On Down the Road. It was like my dance competition thing, and there was a cooter slam and Ease On Down the Road, so.
I mean, why not?
You have to. I wish I could. There was splits rolling on the ground. It was an amazing number.
There were a lot of things happening. Oh wait, don't you worry.
Oh, we'll get
there will be some show and tell.
I love that I still have my opening number there.
And then I got a couple other little things I'm going to share, and then we're going to start talking more. So, I'm Anthony Rapp, but yeah.
This is Sean. Hi, I'm Freddie Walker Brown. I play Jim.
Hi, I'm Rodney Hicks. Colin Evans.
Marley Sierby, choreographer.
Daphne Rubinberg, Idina.
Aiko Nakasone, Alexa Darling, and others.
Wilson Jermaine Heredia, and I
I'm Cy O'Neill, and you don't know why I'm here, but you will before this is over.
Very true.
Support group.
I'm Julie Larson, Jonathan Larson.
Jim Nicole, the artistic director of New York Theater Workshop.
Chelsea, and I'm the casting director, was.
I've ever heard in a dressing room was in my very first dressing room. It was at the Paper Mill Playhouse. It was my professional. Nice. I played Enoch Snow Jr. in the ensemble of Carousel at the Paper Mill Playhouse. And I shared a dressing room with Eddie Bracken. A lot of you are not going to know who Eddie Bracken is. Eddie Bracken was 86 years old. It was the last show he did before he passed away. How many of you have seen Home Alone? Okay. More exciting. How many of you have seen Home Alone 2, Lost in New York? Okay. Do you remember when he goes to the little toy store, Duncan's Toy Chest? And the little old man goes, I'm going to give you 2 turtle doves, and you keep one, and you give someone... That's Eddie Bracken. So, he was 86 years old when we worked together, and we shared a dressing room. Now, first of all, Eddie had all of his lines printed really huge in front of him, and he played the guy at the graduation at the end, and 40 of us are facing upstage looking right at him, and he's supposed to say, it's like a song they used to sing when I was a boy in school, when you walk through a storm. And 40 people go, when you walk through a... Except one night when Eddie went, it's like a song I used to sing when I was a boy in school, when you walk in the clouds. And 40 people went, when you walk in the clouds. Well, no one knew what to sing. Now, Eddie backstage had all of his wits about him. He was one of the funniest people I've ever worked with and told me the greatest theater story I've ever heard in my life to this day. He was 86, I was 19. The day I moved into the dressing room, Eddie told me that this was going to be a special experience for him because in his first show, he was 16 and shared a dressing room with a man who was in his 80s at that time. So he said that this was going to be a special sort of recall for him, and what he said was, the actor that he shared a dressing room with when he was 16 was named Harry Hawks. And I said, I don't know who that is. He said Harry Hawks was on stage speaking in the play Our American Cousin when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. He worked with a guy who was on stage speaking when I've never heard the Lincoln's assassination told as a backstage anecdote before. So now I love to tell people that I worked with a guy who worked with a guy who was on stage when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. Thanks.